Hi everyone, welcome to the day 7 and today we are going to talk about DevOps. We will going to explore what is DevOps and how we can start a DevOps journey. Before starting, I would like to ask, am I audible to you? Just answer in the comment section if I'm audible to you. Hi everyone. Yeah, if I'm audible to you, just answer yes or no. Yeah, thank you, Trisha. Okay, so what we are going to do today we are going to explore a new domain for most of you, those who didn't doesn't know anything about DevOps. Okay, today we are going to explore this domain. What is DevOps? Why industry is using DevOps, and what basically a backside story of DevOps is, how it is started, how it is moving. Okay, how we can learn DevOps and how we can grab a good job or internship opportunities in this domain. Okay, without any ado or delay, let's start the session. Hmm, I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Just say yes or no. If my screen is visible, just say yes. If not, then no worries. Uh, okay, thank you, Janvi. Okay, uh, okay. So today's topic is DevOps Demystified. So what we are going to talk is we are going to learn about DevOps. What is DevOps basically? Before starting that, my name is Sarthak Jain. I'm the head of community at Reskill. Most of you know me as I speak almost in 100 plus colleges. Okay, in different webinars. I'm a cloud and DevOps trainer who generally talk about these domains. Okay, so let's quickly jump into the world of DevOps, what DevOps is. Okay, so if you search DevOps on Google, on Bing, so you will find different definition, different, you know, uh, different definition of DevOps. Like if you talk about Microsoft, you'll find that it's a combination between DevOps and Ops. If you find over over Bing, if you find over Amazon, AWS, so in different articles you'll find different definition of DevOps. But uh, okay, most of the people think that DevOps is something which is basically only for developer and operational team. DevOps is something which is basically for automation engineers. DevOps is something which is for the small deployment or a small size project. Okay, so yeah, most of them think right in a right manner, but this is not only DevOps is. Some of them think that DevOps is something which is for the infrastructure as a code. It's an IS service. DevOps is a switch feature. Or if you heard about Kanban, so it's in Kanban's for ops. So something like that. If you heard about Kanban culture. Uh, so let's talk about what DevOps is. So when you talk about DevOps simply means DevOps consists of two words. One is dev and second is op. Yeah, dev means developer and ops mean operations. Okay. In IT industry, we have teams like developer team, operational team, QA team. Okay, so basically, what happen when we don't follow this DevOps culture? DevOps is not a technology. Before starting this session, I would like to address that DevOps is not a technology. It's not something. It's not a tool based system. It's a culture. It's a mindset which a organization or a industry follow to make their software delivery efficient and increase the speed of the software delivery. That is something that DevOps first aim is. So DevOps aim is to help their client to make a faster paced software delivery. Okay, so that is something DevOps give us. DevOps help us to increase the speed of a high quality software. DevOps help us to automate the several tasks. DevOps help us to, do a deployment in a very easy manner. Abhi, uh, if you think about now perspective, अभी थोड़ा बहुत कम समझ में आ रहा होगा, but till the end of the session we will get to know each and every term which I am, saying. Yeah. Before starting, starting what exactly the DevOps is, how you can start learning this, or what are the different tools, or what is in this culture. Let's try to talk more about what impact that DevOps give to an organization. This is a recent report by Atlassian. Uh, what this report state is that high quality software, after implied DevOps or after using DevOps, it's 61% increases the um, the time that a software comes to the market from a planning stage to deployment state or to a consumer state. Like if you're planning a software, and then you plan a software, you build a software, you test a software, deploy a software, after completing all these cycles of all these things, it takes 49% higher time, like faster pace of delivery is there. 49% of the industry thinks that, yeah, there was a higher, in terms of delivery it was higher. uh, Deployment frequency increases, better team culture is increases. So if you see this impact what DevOps gives to an organization, that was really amazing. Then when we talk about how much DevOps is growing day by day, this is a chart, this is an stats which you can see when DevOps is started in and 2019, around 2019 2020. Okay, the interest of the people in DevOps, not only the interest of the people, but the adoption of organization increases this shift, and now you can see the graph. It is continuously moving in an upward direction, which shows, yeah, DevOps is something. This domain is something which is increasing day by day. You can see, check the average salary of a DevOps engineer. It's all about 85K, which is, if you talk about Indian salary, it's almost 68 lakh INR. Okay, INR 68 lakhs. Highest salaries again $104 around. So yeah, it's a good domain to be in, where you can earn a good amount of money, where you can learn a good amount of things, also get a good recognition from the industry. Yeah. Any questions now? If you have, then please ask. Okay, so as I told you that there are two teams when we talk about DevOps. One is developer team, जो हम बात कर रहे थे अभी. Developer team क्या होती है यार, जिसके लिए आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, है ना? You are studying to do code. Okay, you are studying जहाँ पे आपको सुनने में आता है, you are testing your code. You are sometimes, some of you build your code as well, है ना? तो that is a work of development team. Do development team क्या करती है? Plan करती है. They plan a software. Like let's take an example. If you want to develop a website, okay, how this website will look, UI UX of this website, how much time will it take to develop, how much developers it takes to develop this website, what will be the cloud service we are going to use, how what will be the architecture, everything will be planned in this phase, in the planning phase. Then this website will divide into several parts or several sprints. Matlab, sprint is something, there is a word sprint. If you want to write this word, write that. Sprint is something which is assigned to a certain developer to code a feature. If you assign a sprint to code a navbar of a website, then there is a certain amount of time which is given to you, like 10 days, 15 days, 20 days giving to you for a single sprint, where you need to code the features which is given in that sprint. So we code that feature, we build that feature, we test that feature. Okay, tester will test that feature. Then they'll move to the release phase. The release phase is something where website is moving, where we do some more tests like penetration testing. Okay, and some more testing, rigorous testing we do. and then it will go to the deploy state. When we talk about deploy state, सबने सुना होगा deploy करते हुए प्रोडक्शन में कोड फट जाता है या प्रोडक्शन में प्रॉब्लम आती है, तो everyone listen, listen that this term is प्रोडक्शन में कोड फट जाता है, which means uh, in the deploy state what happen is, this is basically managed by the operation team. This is basically managed by the operation team. The code goes to the deploy state, deploy it over the website, and operate in the sense ki, this person is an operator which deals with the client. Okay, now client can see the website which we have deployed. Now client can see the website, and again we are monitoring this tool, like कि कोई problem तो नहीं आ रही, server down तो नहीं है, now this. If server is down, then we'll got a trigger कि server down है, so server up कर दो, then development team will get the trigger and they'll perform the various tasks. Now what happen is, I briefly explain you about the developer team, about the operational team की work क्या होता है, what work they do. डेवलपर टीम कोड करती है, बिल्ड करती है, टेस्ट करती है, प्लान करती है, ऑपरेशनल टीम उसे डिप्लॉय करती है, मैनेज करती है कि द वेबसाइट which is live client side say, if there is any feedback from the client, they can take that feedback. If there are some if there are some bugs, or over the live website, if server is down, if there is any bug, or if there is any problem occur in the website, they can report that issue to the development team, so that they can resolve that issue, and uske baad hum dobara deploy kar sakte. That is something our development and operational team do. तो सर अगर ये काम कर रहे थे, तो what happened, why there is a need of DevOps? ओके, तो आपका ये क्वेश्चन होगा. ओके, लेट्स ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. Before DevOps, there is a wall between developer and operation teams. What happen is, whatever you code, developer team doesn't know about what happened in the operation team, and operation team doesn't know anything about the developer team, what happened in the developer team. Okay, they plan a whole project, they code a whole project, then they give to the development team. अभी तो मैंने क्या बताया, they code a single feature. जैसे एक single feature अगर हमने वेबसाइट का नेवबार कोड करा, तो नेवबार कोड करते हैं, बिल्ड होता है, टेस्ट होता है, एंड देन रिलीज पे चले जाते हैं. ठीक है, देन डिप्लॉय हो जाता है, देन उसको क्लाइंट देख पा रहा है, होता है. तो अगर कोई भी चेंज होता है, तो क्लाइंट अभी क्या करता है, डेवऑप्स कल्चर में क्लाइंट ऑपरेशन टीम को बताता है, ऑपरेटर को बताता है, ऑपरेटर उसे डेवलपमेंट टीम के पास दोबारा फीडबैक को भेजती है. उस फीडबैक के अकॉर्डिंग वी कोड अगेन, देन दिस साइकिल विल अगेन comes into the working nature, है ना. बट previously what happened is, they code whole website, एक पूरा वेबसाइट का कोड कर देते थे, then it is deployed, then client see, मतलब it means what, if a website takes 6 months to code, तो आफ्टर 6 months द क्लाइंट कैन सी, बिफोर 6 months तो वो देख ही नहीं पाएगा. इफ द क्लाइंट आफ्टर 6 months the client doesn't want the same website or want any changes, it again require the time and effort for a developer to do that, or for operation team to do that. That is something. Okay, so this is something DevOps help us to do. DevOps removes this wall, and help us to provide a collaboration between the developer team and operation team, where they can interact with each other after a single feature deployed. मतलब एक feature deploy होता है, तो वो एक feature बनता है, कोड होता है, तो वो deploy हो जाता है साथ ही. अब आप सोच रहे हो how much time it takes to deploy a single feature or do this thing. So let us try to understand more about DevOps in a better manner. Okay, first let us try to understand what all are the phases which comes when a developer build a particular project. Okay, तो आपने बहुत सारे वर्क फेसेस के बारे में बात सुना, प्रोसेसेस के बारे में सुना होगा. लेट अस ट्राई टू connect with all the uh, words, with all the uh, I don't remember the exact name. Okay, let us try to understand all the names which you will heard when you are when you will be the software engineer, or when you start learning the DevOps. uh, a developer always code, which you all know. डेवलपर बिल्ड दैट कोड, इट मीन्स जो हमने पैकेट सुना है ना यार, हम जावा में पढ़ते हैं तो जेडीके हम सुनते हैं, जावा डेवलपर किट, it's something which is a build after a code. So if we code एंड उस कोड की हम डॉट ई एक्सी फाइल बना पाते हैं, डॉट पी वाई डॉट ई एक्सी फाइल बना पाते हैं, एग्जीक्यूटिबल फाइल बना पाते हैं, दैट इज अ बिल्ड ओके ऑफ दैट कोड. तो बेसिकली दिस इज समथिंग विच कैन वी कैन डू विद इन एजाइल डेवलपमेंट. एजाइल इज अ वर्क फ्लो और अ प्रोसेस वी कैन से. तो दिस इज समथिंग व्हेन यू हर्ड अबाउट एजाइल, तो एजाइल से हम ये कर पा रहे थे, ये कर रहे थे. Then what now more we are doing, we integrate and test this tool. What now is coming, like we are developing a website जहाँ पे हमने एक login page बनाया. Let us suppose we are developing a login page of a website. We code that website, we build that website. Now we are integrating that login page with the other website. Okay, now we are testing that website on a same page, like login page is working or not. Then we again develop a okay then we again develop a sign up feature. Again we have code that website, build as website, integrate that with the older website and test that website. It means continuous integration take place. It means is continuous integration means is whenever we deploy a new feature, it will automatically integrate it with the old website or the old product, uh, so that a new version came arise. So हमने सुना है ना, most of us had heard of in over Play Store, over when we download any software like Java, Python हम download करते हैं, तो we heard about versions. The version is nothing, it's an updated code or a updated build of an older product. So this is something which is continuous integration. The product is live, now we are building over it, on the top of it, and after like the website is live, and over the website we have wrote Sarthak is an is an is a trainer. Okay, Sarthak is a trainer, and I want to rewrite this again. The website is live, website live, we can see the website with Sarthak is a trainer, and I want to write now Sarthak is a DevOps trainer. So we code that part, we build that part. Now we are testing that part, continuously integrating that part so that हम टेस्टिंग मोड पे उसे देख पाए. तो व्हेन वी आर सीइंग दिस टेक्स्ट ओवर अ टेस्टिंग मोड एंड इंटीग्रेट दैट, तो दैट इज दिस वी कैन सी ओवर अ लोकल होस्ट. This we can see over a local host because अभी तक हमने इसे deploy नहीं करा है. तो this we can see over a local host कि सार्थक is a trainer, ये भी update हो चुका है. Then what happen is we put that into a release. When we put that into a release, it means we are putting that or shifting that into a deploy, मतलब for deploy this website जिससे वो live हो जाए, जिससे वो सब लोग देख पाए changes. तो then a phase come continuous delivery where we put the software from one end to the another end while performing rigorous testings like penetration testing, like software testing, beta testing, all the testing we perform in the release cycle. Then continuous deployment being whenever we code a feature, we test that feature, we release that feature, after that we deploy that feature on the same point of time so that our user can see. Okay, so sometimes what happen in major organization, like we code a feature and we build that feature and we put that in a production, though it hardly takes 10 or 15 minutes to deploy that feature. That is something continuous deployment do. Okay, now if we are monitoring this part, okay, if we are monitoring this part, if we are taking the client feedback, then what will happen is अभी तो client feedback भी लिया हमने, monitor भी करा कि server down तो नहीं है, हमने monitor करा कि जो हमने changes करे तो वो ढंग से हो गए या नहीं, we have monitor all the logs कि कोई hack वैक करने की कोशिश तो नहीं कर रहा, everything. If we monitor all these things, then what would happen is this all come under the umbrella of DevOps. So this is something DevOps is. ओके, तो अभी तक जितना पढ़ा है उससे वी गेट टू नो कि व्हाई इंडस्ट्री नीड डेवऑप्स. इंडस्ट्री नीड डेवऑप्स बिकॉज कंटिन्यूअस डिलीवरी ऑफ अ सॉफ्टवेयर. इट मींस कि इफ आवर सॉफ्टवेयर इज लाइव एंड वी वांट टू मेक एनी चेंजेस, तो continuously we deliver that software on a higher base, better team collaboration so that developer or operational team लड़े ना and they operational team लड़े ना and they collaborate in a better manner. Easy deployment, it means कि without any, see, most of the tasks are on the in the next slide I'll show you all the tools which we use when we start learning DevOps. तो मैं आपको बताऊंगा most of them we build a CI/CD pipeline, मतलब एक continuous integration continuous delivery की pipeline setup करते हैं deployment की. उस pipeline में क्या होता है, all the tools are on a automated manner. It means कि there is zero manual intervention. तो manually you can't touch that pipeline, you can't touch any, you don't need to do any changes. वो automatically जो आपने code में लिख रखा है वो automatically हो जाएगा. तो easy deployment है. Better efficiency and scalability, easy to scale. If your website is running over a one server, एक सर्वर पे अगर आपकी वेबसाइट रन करनी है और आपको एक उसके साथ ही दो सर्वर अप करने हैं, इजीली यू कैन डू दैट. डेवऑप्स में विल मतलब not today but DevOps is something जिसमें Docker and Kubernetes दो टूल हम देख रहे होंगे. Docker is something a containerized tool and Kubernetes is something which is an orchestration tool which manage the Docker container. तो कुछ ऐसा समझो कि Docker container पे हमारा सर्वर है. If we want to up two more server तो वो easy है with the help of Kubernetes. So that is something we can do, better efficiency and scalability. Like मैंने बताया कि वी मेक सॉफ्टवेयर इन अ स्प्रिंट्स, और वो स्प्रिंट्स की हम फीडबैक भी ले रहे होते हैं क्लाइंट से. तो सपोज वी हैव completed our first sprint in 10 days, so 10 days में we take the feedback. If there is any changes, any error, we can fix that in a one go in initial 10 days. If it DevOps is not there, then it is very tough to change that change, because वो फिर कब होते हैं आपके 10 दिन बाद 20 दिन बाद changes होते हैं. Then it's a more complex process. मतलब फिर 6 महीने बाद जाके आपके changes होते हैं. Then there's some more complex thing. More security, yes, DevOps is more secure because manual intervention है ही नहीं, तो there is no chances to for an error or for something like that. Plus जो भी चीज आप कर रहे होंगे, their log will be generated in our system. So again, last point is less manual intervention, fewer chances for error. That is something uh, why industry needs DevOps. Before starting this infinite pipeline, I would like to ask if there is any question. Please explain a bit about sprint. Sprint is nothing but, let me tell you about sprint. Sprint is nothing but we divide a software into different parts over a different time. Like आप सभी को assignment मिलता है. Like let's suppose you got an assignment of 30 pages assignment जिसको आपको 6 months में complete करना है. तो you divide that assignment की every 20 days I'll do one assignment, है ना. You got 30 assignment, you need to complete that assignment in a period of 6 months. So every 20 days you are completing one assignment. So one assignment isn't one sprint you are doing. So similarly, you have 20 more sprints to do in next 6 months. A sprint is something where we divide the software development process or software in a several small parts. So small part are the sprints. Yeah. Any other doubt? What is Docker exactly? Yeah, we're going to touch that too. अभी तो मेरी स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है, you can see the Docker. We're going to touch that too. What Docker exactly is? Docker is the containerization tool. If you saw, there are two type of architecture whenever we work in industry. One is monolithic, second is microservices architecture. तो जब हम बात कर रहे होते हैं मोनोलिटिक की, तो मोनोलिटिक इज समथिंग जहाँ पे वी हैव अ सर्वर, सिंगल सर्वर जो कि पूरा का पूरा बाहर संभाले होता है. माइक्रो सर्विसेज में क्या होता है, देयर आर स्मॉल स्मॉल पार्ट्स which we run according to our need. Okay, so let's continue with the presentation. Okay, so here we come again कि DevOps की infinite cycle सबने सुनी होगी. There is a very famous infinite cycle which you have heard when you talk about DevOps. So, and in most of the cases you have seen कि uh, in most of the cases you have seen that this cycle have some software, have some tools जो आपने daily life में कभी ना कभी use करे होंगे. Like when we talk about planning is something. देखो यार, a coder doesn't start. See, when we are in college, so we do two things: we code, we deploy to the over a cloud, and done. मतलब we want to make a website, तो हमने website एक code करी, and then we use certain cloud services and deploy that website, तो एक website deploy हो गई. That is the first phase of a coder. But in industry we don't do like this, because there are many things before coding we need to do. Before coding, what we do, before coding we plan what to code, why to code, and how to code. Okay, what all we need to do. Like अभी मैंने sprint planning बताई, तो sprint planning is something which we do on Slack, which we do on Mattermost. If you heard about board, Azure board is something which gives you the power to do this. Jira हो गया planning के लिए, where you go plan your code, what you need to do, everything, all these sprints you mention. Who, like Sarthak is doing sprint A, sprint A and developing XYZ feature. So that is something. Okay, Siddharth is doing sprint B with this feature. So this we decide over a planning period. Then we come to the build और प्लान से पहले आता है कोड. यहाँ पे आएगा कोड में क्या कर रहे हैं, वी कोड दैट पार्ट एंड वी पुट दैट पार्ट ओवर अ गिट रेपोजिटरी. रेपोजिटरी गिटहब पे पुट कर सकते हैं, गिटलैब पे पुट कर सकते हैं. सिमिलरली एजोर पे हमारा कौन सा आता है, एजोर repos. We put that code on over our Azure repos and start coding that part or start saving that code. It's known as version control system. अगर किसी ने सुना हो तो, या source code control system is something which is known as GitHub. हमारा source code control system है, version control system is Git. ठीक है. Then we used to build this whole code. अब बिल्ड करने का मतलब ये नहीं होता. बिल्ड करने का मतलब होता है कि जब हम एक कोड कर चुके हैं, नाउ we want to build that code, we want to build the executable file so that you can use that file in your system जब भी चाहो, है ना. हर कोई, everyone don't have the compiler. See, a normal user don't have a compiler, and engineer can have the compiler to run your code and to use that functionality, but a normal user can't have the compiler. So for that we use Docker, we use Jenkins to build that code. That is something we do. We use Subversion to build that code. That is something we use. Then continuous integration, Maven. We use Maven to build a code. If someone had heard about this, so we use Maven to build a code. And continuous integration, what it means, every time we build a code, we need to integrate that code to the previous coding environment. Okay. 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 So this is something we do when we talk about continuous integration. Continuous integration is something when we continuously integrating our code from one platform to another platform. Like एक website बना रहे हैं, तो we have developed one login feature. उसकी previous website पे हमने क्या करा था, हमने एक navbar बना लिया था, या login feature बनाया. Now we are building a sign up feature, so we need to integrate that part, है ना, so that login and sign up feature should be on the same page. So continuously integration we are doing with the Jenkins. तो एक Jenkins tool होता है. Then deploy we used to do with the help of Docker, Kubernetes, and this. Also we have one amazing tool. If anyone have used this before, one is Ansible. This is a configuration tool. I'll tell you the about this tool in some other day in next session. You will love to work with this tool. See, today I am giving you this overview that these are the tools which do these type of work. Okay, so don't be so overwhelmed, or don't think that this is too much. This is just an overview what basically we do when we talk about DevOps. Then there is something operate is something which we when we operate, or operationally when we work with some tool like Jira. So operate क्या, in operate phase what we do is हमने deploy कर दिया है, now code is live, now we are taking the feedbacks, given the feedbacks on on that server. तो Jira is used to maintain that thing. फिर continuously feedback के through will again go and plan that accordingly. Suppose someone given this feedback कि UI UX अच्छा नहीं है sign up का, तो we again go plan the UI UX, again code build, and again follow this same infinite loop. तो same infinite loops का मतलब ही यही है कि we never stop this process until the software is not completed. And this is a real time communication. मतलब if we are doing, this is not something जो कहीं भी pause हो रहा है, and this is not something which stop anywhere. So any doubt, any question till now? Any doubt, any question till now? Okay, guys, just allow me a second. Till then, you can drop your question. Okay, so this is something which is a brief intro about DevOps. होता क्या है, culture क्या होता है, how we used to work with this culture, how it started. Okay, अभी किसी का कुछ doubt हो तो they can ask. Uh, no. Okay, last but not the least, there are several myths of DevOps. कि DevOps is something which is a tool. DevOps is not a tool, it's not a technology जो मैंने आपको बताया. DevOps is something जब हम बात कर रहे होते हैं, पढ़ रहे होते हैं DevOps के बारे में, DevOps is something a culture. तो we apply that culture in an organization, और उस culture के हिसाब से we work. DevOps doesn't mean that isn't it's a CI/CD only thing. Yeah, DevOps have a DevOps have a functionality of continuous integration and continuous deployment. But DevOps is not only which we can say that it's a CI/CD. DevOps solve all problems. No, DevOps can't solve all the problems until unless you are not completely put DevOps culture in an organization. And there are several problems which can't solve by the DevOps culture. DevOps is only for web or web development. No, DevOps is for mobile app development. DevOps is for all the software development processes. It's not only for the web development processes. DevOps is for the operational and developer team. No, when we talk about a complete SDLC, it for the security people as well. It for the analytics. It for ML ops. It for ML people. It is for the QA people, quality assurance जो लोग होते हैं, engineers होते हैं. It for them. DevOps is cloud based. No, you can अपने local server पे भी you can apply DevOps. So cloud पे तो we don't used to deploy that thing. So that is something a brief about DevOps is. Uh, DevOps engineer work is to build CI/CD pipeline, work with all these softwares, help a developer to set up a CI/CD pipeline where he can plan, execute, code, build, and integrate all these things. It helped them. If you heard about Hotstar or GOTV, if you heard about that, so when we talk about GOTV, तो GOTV में हमने देखा है कि when recently MS Dhoni came, तो user what user count increases to 2.2 करोड़ है ना, एकदम 2.2 करोड़ का यूजर काउंट इंक्रीज हो गया. तो what happened that time is, लेट अस सपोज हमारा यूजर काउंट उससे पहले 1 करोड़ था. सडनली सर्वर पे इतना लोड आता है कि 2.2 करोड़ यूजर एक साथ हिट करते हैं. इट मीन्स हमने सर्वर भी बढ़ाए होंगे, इट मीन्स हमने रिसोर्सेज भी जो पीछे की हम रैम सीपीयू ये सब रिसोर्सेज यूज कर रहे हैं, ये सब भी इंक्रीज करी होगी. तो DevOps help us to do all these things. Kubernetes help us to all these things. तो Kubernetes ने क्या करा, डॉकर के जो छोटे छोटे कंटेनर हमने बना रखे थे उसको अप करा, अप एंड रनिंग करा, एंड देन deploy all these things in a second or a minute. So DevOps engineer helps to build this pipeline, help to set up all these tools, help to provide a culture to an organization जिससे DevOps apply हो सके organization में. तो I hope त्रिलोचना मैंने आपका आंसर कर दिया होगा. Anything else? If you have any doubt regarding DevOps, yeah, if you have any doubt regarding DevOps or if you have any doubt regarding cloud, you can connect with me over my LinkedIn. This is something, a very basic session where we talk about DevOps, where we talk about how we can start with DevOps. तो अभी के लिए तो इतना ही. आगे we'll catch up soon to discuss more on it, to discuss about how more we can do with DevOps. Okay, we'll take concept like we'll take GitHub in our session where we teach how to work with GitHub, how to contribute branches and all these things. In few sessions we can talk about Azure DevOps if you know about that. Okay, that we can do. Thank you everyone for joining us today. If you have any doubt, I am here for next 5 minutes to answer all your doubt. Sure, would love to. Sure, would love to explain you what agile development is. See, agile is similar to DevOps in certain manner. Agile is something, जब हम सॉफ्टवेयर को कोड करते हैं तो अगेन एजाइल डेवलपमेंट, एजाइल मिथोलॉजी जो होती है वो कहती है हमसे कि डिवाइड योर सॉफ्टवेयर इनटू सेवरल स्प्रिंट, तब आप उसमें कोड करो, तब आप डिप्लॉय करो, मतलब तब आप उसको कोड करना स्टार्ट करो कि इफ यू हैव अ बिगर प्रॉब्लम, कट डाउन इनटू स्मॉल स्मॉल पार्ट्स और स्मॉल स्मॉल फेजेस जिसको आप स्प्रिंट बोलोगे. ओके. हाँ, okay. That is something agile development is. The agile is, again, agile is not a technology. It's an, again, it's an culture. जिसको DevOps ने agile, देखो DevOps consist of several culture like agile, lean, एक lean culture होता है, lean, agile, है ना. इन culture को, इन processes को उठा के DevOps बनाया. तो it's an extended version of these cultures. So पहले हम agile follow करते थे, हम agile plus lean plus उसको DevOps बनाया. Thank you. It was an interesting session. Now I feel comfortable, more comfortable with the terms. When earlier I used to think it was a big unknown thing that was. No, no, no. It's not in something. See, when you are an engineer, it's every time. I guess if you're an engineer, everything is easy for you because you are there to solve the big problems. Okay, so nothing is advanced. Just you need to go and read about that, understand the concept behind uh, the the architecture or behind the tech. So just an introductory session of DevOps, how it's started, how you can be the, one of them. Any other doubt, any other question if you want to ask, I'm very happy to answer. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. If you like this session, you can just uh, drop a message over LinkedIn stating that what next you want from me if you want. Okay, if you want to know more about DevOps or want to learn more about DevOps, is I have written some good blogs as well as some good content for some brands. You can go and read that. Let me share you. Uh, I've written something for Red Hat. If you know about that, you can go and explore that. He will find lots of things for in as an introduction, as an okay, lots of blogs you will find for a as a beginner if you want to start your DevOps journey. Can we have a session about GitHub? Sure, we'll love to do a session about GitHub in upcoming days. Yeah. Any other doubt regarding this today's session? If yes, please ask. Otherwise, you can ask me the doubt over the link, and I'm happy to answer all your doubts. Thank you.